That's when we'll walk out the door. So, Barry, Mr. Carney.
Barry Carney.
Where are you, Barry? Come up here.
That's really so welcome.
I'm getting directions now. I'm hoping to introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Harold Robinson. Don't hold that against me. I've had that name for 74 years and I'm going on more than that. Now, Perry's been getting what for. We're glad that you're here, believe it or not. It has been fun so far to find people who belong to families that have just been raised. Where is Xander? Xander, who do you belong to this time?
He belongs to me.
He belongs to you. He belongs to you. Suddenly when I walk in, I look out, some young man named Xander is handing me a program saying, sign it. I'm my age and he's 9, I guess, or somewhere close. 9. Okay, so that kind of gives us the age range. Now, I'm going to be quiet. I have a great tendency to over-talk. You know Perry Carney. If you don't, Perry is a deacon in the church. So what I would like to do is ask Perry to offer prayer, and you need to be kind of quiet. So, Mr. Carney.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us all together today. It's a very special occasion. I've been here just about a half hour, 45 minutes, and enjoyed every moment of it. We want to thank you for all the...
Okay. All right.
Now you know that. Okay. I want to thank you, Lord, for all the good things that you've done for this family. We thank you for the Rashans for bringing us together. Yes, it's Nana and Melissa. This is normally, we want to thank you for the food that we are about to receive, but we thank you for the food that we have received. We do all this in your Son's name.
Amen.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, this was Melissa's idea. We're going to do a dog and pony show. I'm Brayden Rashawn, and I'm the oldest of the Rashawn of the Dorothy Hinkebein Reunion clan. And Ward is the first cousin, and I am the 4th cousin. And is Mary Jane second or Perry second? Mary Jane Robinson is second, and Perry is 3rd, and I'm 4th, and I lose track from there.
Mary.
Oh, Mary Rashawn. Okay, well anyway, we don't want to go, there's 69 if you notice on the first round, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to go down the list. Harry sort of mentioned it, but I want to say that we owe a big thanks to the committee that worked on this. My sister named Melissa was mentioned, but she tells me that there was a representative from each family that participated, so we want to thank everybody that did that. Now I'm supposed to call on Mary Jane, and she is going to come up. And Mary Jane Robinson, Liz Robinson, Casey, and Debbie Fenster-Moyer were the social chairs. And Mary Jane has some announcement or instructions.
This is a beautiful family. Thank you for coming. It's just a really exciting day for old girls to look at all this great genealogy books. Thank you. Heart's going to be there. When you all came in, at the table we got name tags, and everybody's got a little colored dot with a name tag. And what we'd like for us all to do, because there's so many of us, so many different ages, that we've got this little, we call it autograph book, and it's a get to know me game. It's one that Hinkebein said. And what we want you to do eventually is to go around to each and every one. Some of us have already started. Xander's got a lot of signatures already. But if you go find the colored dots and just have those people sign in the space, and we actually have prizes. So, and we're counting on everybody getting original signatures.
Mary Jane, they should sign the front of the book and bring it to you. They should sign the front of the book, put their name on the book and bring it to you.
Oh, that's a great idea. Melissa has suggested that when you finish, that you sign the front of the book and bring it to me. As you do that, before you bring it up, if you would count your signatures and put the number under your name, that would be really helpful.
And even if they don't have a lot of signatures, you have smaller door prizes.
We have, Melissa, we have several door prizes.
Apparently we have a lot of door prizes, so don't worry about the number of signatures.
It's like a grab bags. Okay. So does everybody understand that? Y'all have any questions about how it works? Okay. If you do, ask Melissa. All right. Where's Maggie? Maggie, stand up. Everybody in this room looks over you because she came up with all these moral ideas, and so we want to thank her. Melissa has been so instrumental. Melissa Marchand is so instrumental in putting together this family tree and just moving us all forward. I have a little gift for Melissa. We want to talk just a minute about the different generations that are in this room. And let's see. We're going to ask you if you'll come up front and stand when we call your name. If you don't want to, that's fine. You still come up for the prizes. But if you come forward, this would be great. We have Brayden Carney, who's 3 years old. Is he here? Oh, Mom, you want to bring him up? Sophia Thompson is 12. Is Sophia here? Yeah, Sophia. And then we have a Brendan Doyle, who's 12. Brendan, can y'all just stand in front of the podium, please? We have a Houston Higgs, who is 6. Is Houston here? Okay. Tim Higgs is 6. If Tim's here, please come up. Xander, we know you're here. Will you come up here, honey, please? And Xander goes to St Leonards, so we really appreciate his connection with this reunion. And then there's Hunter Hicks, my little grandson. There you go. We have Emma May. Is Emma here? Oh, hello. Caitlin Thompson. Look at this. Look at this gorgeous family wall. Already it's just beautiful. Jack Doyle. Alex Hicks. Okay. Big round of applause for the next group coming along. We have a year-old Owen Hinkebein. Where is he? Can you bring it all with this? That obviously is the youngest. Yeah. So.
I think he just bumped those, didn't we?
Okay.
You might want to be adjusted. I think you got a tag.
Yeah, you know. Yeah,
a group photo. It's going to be at 2 o'clock. Well, I don't know, Melissa, can we do that?
As soon as the program's over.
We'll do it when the program. When the program is over, we're going to do a group photo over here. It's going to be a great thing. Everybody's going to be happy they had it. Most of you know there's a memorabilia table, and there's many family photos in the rear, and I hope you're taking advantage of looking at that. The Grandma Claire Dan and Harold Hinkebein. That's one of the women that started this whole thing for all of us. Her wedding veil is in the rear, and it's so interesting because a number of the grandchildren and great-grandchildren have worn the wedding veil, and they have their names written down. There's somebody who wore it. They should write it down. There's also, Melissa did some research on the Hinkebein drugstore. Hinkebein drugstore, if you don't know, corner of Frankfurt and Bailey. Frankfurt and Bailey. Right by there, there's a, what's the name of that store?
Just Creation.
Just Creation. Just Creation is in there. And above that store are a number of apartments, which my sister and I lived in that apartment. I think Jack Hinkebein Sr. lived in. And
Margaret.
did you live in it? A lot of it. Apparently, a lot of people weren't the only ones that lived in there, but they were tiny, but they're there. They're still there. And Melissa and I were over at Just Creations on a tour with our mother, taking her around. And the lady that owns Just Creation says the Hinkebein safe is still in, Granddaddy Hinkebein's safe is still in the basement of that building. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to the board to get the real program started.
Folks, let me ask you something. Can you hear me better without the mic?
H.
All right.
There you go.
The reverb up here is tremendous, so it sounds like we're repeating.
We're all dead.
The group photo. Craig brought it up, but there's something on here that is really kind of important. Even if you don't just buy photographs, that's fine. But we would like everybody in the room to be in the photographs, so that as years go on, we can go back and say, all $5 or whatever. Not really. We'd like to try to keep a minimum of that. Anyway, keep the photos from year to year, and we'll go in and watch the time as we go. And I know you feel like I said it's about 3 seconds, but that's all right. We've got a couple named Jack Hinkebein. I don't know if you know him or not, if you don't hear about it. I go back and remember Jack Hinkebein when he came back from World War II, and he gave me a German helmet and a German bayonet off of a rifle from someplace. I've got the bayonet under my bed still, the helmet I was wearing. But Uncle Ed gave me a pair of boots, which I outgrew a long time ago. So when I think about these guys, come on over here, that go back so many years, my claim to fame, if anything, is Aunt Joanne, is 8 years, and she reminds me this all the time. She tells me how old she is, and then reminds me that I'm sorry, Joanne, I screwed up. That she's 7 years older than I am. I see her at church. We go through to St. Francis of Rome, and at least monthly I am reminded of that. Which I don't know, it's a claim to fame. I love her for it, so I think Jack was here in the 37 flood. The thing that was so nice, I was born in 37 after the flood, so you can't blame it on me. Jack has got a myriad of notes, and he talks even longer than I do. So is Uncle Jack's turn. Good afternoon to all the Hinkebein family, and welcome.
You don't know how pleased I see all you folks here. Now, this is a special day for me because this is not only a reunion, but this being the 8th day of July, it is my daddy's birthday. He was the founding father of this whole group. He would be 122 years old today. My father was a very kind man. He was what I call a true Christian Catholic gentleman. I never heard him raise his voice. I never heard him use a curse word. I never heard him say bad about anybody. He was a true Christian Catholic gentleman. And he raised all his kids. And I don't know how the heck he did it. My wife and I raised 7 children. That was a bundle. And he raised 10. So that was even more so. Well, my dad, a little bit of history. He was born in 1890. On July the 8th, 1890, he died on August 14th, 1950. As a young man, he lived with his brother, his 3 brothers, and his 1 sister. There's 4 boys and 1 girl. They lived down near Shelby and Broadway. Shelby and Broadway, right down in the heart of town. His father was a shoemaker, and I gave you some of the stories on that in the past. My dad went to St Leonards grade school. It's a Catholic school. The church is still there. I don't know about the school. And it always fascinated me. He was in among other classes. He said he always studied English and he always studied German. He said it was the most common for people in the area, especially the elderly people, all spoke German. And I always thought that was really fascinating. After St. Boniface High School, he went to St. X High School. And he did what 1 does in high school. Somewhere along there, I think my daddy decided he was going to go to the priesthood. I understand that he went up to his seminary in and around Cincinnati, in that area. And apparently it didn't take him long to decide that wasn't for him. So he came back to Louisville, and for years, he worked in a drugstore. People a little money, it was the Taylor Drug Company. Some of you may remember. T.B. Taylor Drug Company. Well, he got to be part of a chain in the Jefferson County and surrounding county area. And it was later sold to Walgreens or CVS, one of the big outfits. But Dad went to the local college of pharmacy, did his graduation work. He later started a drugstore. He bought a drugstore and was considered out of town, going out to Christmas in 1911. I think my father was quite an innovator in his day and time. He started a drugstore. There was a vacant lot next to it. He built a building there that became the local trust company bank. Then there was 3 lots on the side of the store. One was a shoe repair shop, one was a barber shop, one was a ladies' beauty shop. And then on the far side was a grocery store. I believe, probably, if you compare to today's time, that might be a mini shopping center. The whole rest of the area. So that was innovative. Dad did many things to the drugstore to improve his life and improve his financial. He had a small post office in there. So anybody in Christian area or anywhere would come in there and buy their stamps, especially during World War II, to go their packages to their loved ones in the service. And of course, there were big lines in the drugstore that were their packages. And of course, it would be from one end of the store to another. It was not have the back. He did it for a reason. He figured that people would have to come all the way to the drugstore, stand in line, they could buy a little here, buy a little here, buy a little here. And he made a little money doing that. He had all kinds of ways of making money. He was a financier in his day and time. People would have gas, electric bills, and water bills to pay. Most people, I believe, they had checking account. So they had to go downtown or something. So the gas would pay the bill. Well, then they were in the gas, electric, go there and pay your bill there in cash. So nobody, very few people had checking accounts. So it was the people would come in and they paid their water gas bill of 10 or 12 bucks. And if they had mail again, it would cost about 3-cent postage. Well, they had charged them 3 cents, so it's convenient. So everybody came in there, they had to make an extra 3 cents off. And he did that with the water company. He's kind of, so my dad was, I just admired him, even though I only lived to see him at age 50 when I was 23. So I just love the stories that he did. He taught me many things. Like I told you, he was one of 5 children. Aunt Annie is his oldest sister, and there was Bernard, and Frederick, Edward, and Joel. And they were all great uncles. I loved to be around. And they were all different personalities, some better and some worse than others. But overall, it was a great family to grow up in. And so that's enough about that. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things, and particularly, I guess I thought in terms of a conversation piece. And it occurred to me just recently in the Louisville area, they were celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Great Flood. Now, most of you folks had no idea what the Great Flood is. Well, we had a flood in 1937, which was 75 years ago. It started raining in early January, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and the water kept rising and rising and rising. And finally, it just came over our backs. The lower part of the Louisville is situated in the west of the Louisville. Well, I mean, that place got unlived. But it wasn't just Louisville. It was all the way up from Cincinnati all the way down to the Mississippi River. For example, Cincinnati got completely inundated. People were out of their homes by the thousands. I think at one time, I read that over between the whole valley, some 300,000 people had been displaced and looking for places to live. They were trying to put, they brought in firefighters, they brought in policemen, they brought in the National Guard, they brought in all over the United States to try to bring in boats. People were cut off in different parts of the world, couldn't get out, the water was running. There were people sitting on their roofs waiting for a boat to come out and pick them up. This is the kind of stuff. Now, I don't mean to mean the people that suffered in Indiana the last April with all the flood. But I would just want to let you know that despite all your suffering, this goes on and all around the world all the time. There's always problems, whether it's Thailand, China, South America, but it just so happened this happened in my lifetime, and I was unaware of it. I was just 10 years old when all this took place. I remember the electricity was scarce. They only had the lights on a certain time of the day. The fresh water, you could only get that a certain time of the day. We had relatives and friends coming from the West End, getting out of their home, living in our house. It was an exciting time for me because all these people are coming and going, and I think Mom and everybody else in the household was trying to feed them. And I think some of them were relatives, or some of them friends were relatives, and some of you just, you're a 10-year-old kid, this is great. Besides all that, I don't have to go to school. That really made it great. So, I remember several boys in my neighborhood, we were invited by Emmett Field School, up there in Crestville. A lot of what we call refugees came there, and they were staying in the school. They were setting up warming cots, and everybody was enjoying it. Me and a couple of other boys were invited to go around our wagons and go around the neighborhood and collect blankets or quilts, whatever we could collect, and bring it back to the school to have places for these people to sleep. I vividly remember they had a lot of men and women walking around in white clothing, and I began to understand that they were doctors and nurses, and working pretty hard getting this stuff. And I remember one doctor came up to me and said, "Son, you had your shot." Well, I didn't know exactly what he was talking about. I was hoping I might get a cookie with rice and milk. And he told me, I said, "Oh, look, there's still stuff in me with my arm," and gave me a flu shot. Well, of course, that was started quitting, and the traffic started going down. But the damage had already been done. A certain area, particularly in Cincinnati, the downtown, they have a lot of gasoline storage tanks. Some way, somehow, lightning struck on the road, and the gasoline spewed out, and a huge area was set on fire. And there's another thing they could do about it. They couldn't get any bolts to stop them. And a similar thing happened in Louisville, an area in Louisville caught on fire, and there was nothing else they could do about it. But anyway, to cut a long story short, the Lord started going down, and people were beginning to realize they could get back to their homes and clean up mess. There was houses where they had 1 and 2 feet of baked clay in their house. It was that much dirt in the houses for the river. And you can imagine trying to get that out. There was whole sections of the Louisville that was completely destroyed. There was an area down off of the point. It was down off the middle of an avenue. And there was an area where I'd say, I guess you say 4 people lived. That was completely wiped out. It was never rebuilt. The city or the government, somebody took it over and made it into nests, parks, and so forth. So to that degree is better. The poor folks that took the beat, that was another story. Now, this water guy settled down, and that was basically the end of the thing, but then it started. I read somewhere there were over 100 people back as a direct result of the flood, and some 300 or more people died as an injury. That is because they picked up pneumonia or typhoid or this or that. And so it was a devastating thing. And I don't know why you say, what the hell is you bring this up for? Well, I mean, just for information, you all have picked up bits and pieces over the years, and to me, that's my history. So I'm going to let it go with that. I think I've said enough. I'm probably bored to death. And I'm going to get out of here and let somebody else take over. Uncle Jack has incredible memories of the Hinkebeins, and as you know, there's only a few left. Thelma here? Thelma and Thelma. Right here. And Joanne, the young. And Charlotte. And Uncle Jack. So, of the 10 adult children, there was one that died young. Of the 10 adult children, there was only 4 left. And these people are our legacy. And you can look, particularly, you can look at these women and Uncle Jack, and you will see your parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents. You will see their image. So it's wonderful to have them. Several years ago, before my mother passed away, my sister organized a tour of all the homes that she had lived in, and so we started on this odyssey, and one of the homes that we lived in was right next to Uncle Jack Hinkebein in Norwood. So when we got there, Uncle Jack was there, and we said, we're going to go to the Dannenholt house, which is at the corner. My great-grandmother, Dannenholt, some of yours great-grandmother, lived at the corner of Lexington Road and Stilts in the big house there on the northwest corner. Is that right?
Correct.
Northwest corner. And then we were going to the home that Uncle Jack and Aunt Thelma and Aunt Charlotte and Aunt Joanne lived in when they grew up on Lexington Road. So we said, why don't you come on this? Well, he did. And we went to the drugstore. And Jack regaled us with stories the entire time. And it was the most touching thing when we got in the house on Lexington Road. He was like a little kid. It was like, oh, that's where the Christmas tree was. And that was my room. And he would tell stories about trying to get to the bathroom. 2 boys and 8 girls. Want to tell a story about going? I'll just be the straight man.
You're all growing up with beautiful, 8 beautiful sisters. And I just grew up with it, and I didn't really realize how beautiful they were. But a lot of boys were hanging around the house. And I thought, well, these would be a lot of guys I could have fun and play with. But hell, I was just a little bitty kid. They didn't want nothing to do with me. I knew what they were after. But I was too really dumb to understand what that was all about. But we had a really fine house there on Mexico. But it had a little dance room. But it did have a commode in another room. So thank God for that. Because my sisters occupied the bathroom exclusively. And I finally got to the point where I got to look at girls and thought they were pretty nice things. Maybe I'm going to join in on this. So I started doing a little thinking. And I had a particularly good-looking young lady that I had my interest in, and she's sitting right back there. That beautiful little girl right there. Incidentally, we are getting pretty near our 65th wedding anniversary. But anyway, the problem I had when I wanted to date a little girl out there, why I couldn't ever get to marry. So Saturday night you're supposed to take your tries on yourself all up, get ready. And I would go back to my bedroom and I would hear that door open. And I thought, hot door. Well, I run down the hall about that time. Another one of my sisters would beat me to the door and slam and lock that door. And I could never get in. This went on and on and on. And one particular night, they all laughed because I was really kind of teased off about these girls always not to be out of the useless bathroom. Well, there was a little bathroom with a commode. You could climb out that window. And there was a tin roof, and there was another window that went into the bathroom. Well, I couldn't get them to pay any attention to me, which was normal. I decided I'm going to put an end to this, so I went out. And I took my baseball bat and I broke that window. And I was starting to climb, and about that time that door opened up, and those girls cleared out of there. So I finally got a chance to take a bath. So it got to the point when I told my sisters it's my turn to take a bath, they would let me in.
The interesting thing about that house is almost nothing has changed. The people that bought it did nothing, have done nothing to it. It's a complete time warp. Absolutely. More in.
I have to tell a story.
I have to tell a story
Tell them who you are.
House on Lexington Road because I'm an older cousin who can remember the house. And I'm going to tell this story on Aunt Charlotte. Everybody knows how crazy Aunt Charlotte is. Well, when I was a little girl and I used to visit the house, there are a narrow staircase that goes upstairs and then on up to the attic. And Aunt Charlotte used to tell me when I was a little girl that they had a 2-headed sister that lived in the attic. And one ate oatmeal and one ate chili. And I would just shiver and shake. Oh, and I'd listen like, okay, can I hear them? Are they out there? And I don't know how long it took me to outlive that story and not be afraid of that house.
We want to get this picture, right, Melissa? So the next step.
Children up front, senior citizens in the chairs.
All right. The seniors are in the chairs. I don't know whether that means Ward and myself, but some of the older cousins and our aunts and uncles are in the chairs, and the younger people on the steps behind, and I guess the taller ones in the back. You know, you get it organized. And when it's over, are we having some? We're going to offer.
We're going to eat. We're going to have Steve. Where's Steve? Steve's going to play the guitar.
Steve's going to play the guitar. I know. Okay, he's going to sing some. We're scared of the guitar.
We're going to have a contest. Mary Jane's going to go.
And then we're going to announce the winners of the contest and some prizes, and all you can say for that. Let's get this picture, because this is going to be a great, great memory. We just saw it.
Yeah. My father was a person that believed in thrift. And of course, I worked in the drugstore as a kid. Like I said, I worked in actually, it was 8 till 10 when I first started working there. Then World War II started, and we cut back to what we call bankers hours. We only worked from 9 to 9. And if I worked from 9 till 9 o'clock at night, I got 75 cents, which I thought was pretty big money. And my dad got to the point where he was telling me how he was supposed to save money. And so I got to notice that he would pay me 75 cents, he would give me 7 dimes a nickel. He said, "Now Jack, you know anything about saving money?" I said, "No, I have no idea." So he gave me something. And I got it right here. Those two folks have no idea what this is. This is called a dime bag. Anybody know what a dime is? Yeah. You would put a dime at the top, and it would drop down. You put another dime, and you kept going, and then you finally get $5 in the bottom of your dime. And so I got $5. And I thought, "Oh man, I'm going to have fun spending money." And my dad right away, of course, said, "Now Jack, you don't want to waste this money." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to waste this money. What am I supposed to do with it?" He said, "You want to open up a savings account and put it in the bank." I was like, I don't know if I like this too much. But anyway, he did that. And later on, he had a bicycle delivery boy. I got in the brain that I think I saw a bicycle with motors on it. And I thought, well, basically, I lusted for one of those things. I wanted that you didn't have to pedal. And I had a little money, and I had aspirations for one of those. And said, "Jack, I don't think that's a good idea." He said, "You know, if you have that, you have to buy gasoline. And gasoline is 11 cents a gallon." And he said, "You don't want to waste your money on gasoline, when all you got to do is pedal it."
Well, when he failed, I'm going to finish that story up because he told this to me. He said, "You don't want that bicycle. Give me that money and I'll take care of it for you." So he took that money and bought Standard Oil of Kentucky. And according to Uncle Jack, he still has that stock. So think about that. 70-something years worth of Standard Oil stock or whatever. Do we have a loan? Does anybody need a loan?
My dad made me buy that stock, and I put $250 in it. I never bought another one. I had 5 years. I never bought another one, and I still have that. And it's now over 6,000 years. And it's my last. So my daddy said, "You'll never regret it." And every night I thank my daddy because I never regret it.
Time value of money. Are we ready for the picture?
Okay, let's go.
Do it to it.
All right.
Table by table, let's go.
Okay, let's go get our picture.
Hey, Charlotte, smile. your mommy. Oh, say something, Aunt Thelma, to the cousins who aren't here.
We miss all the Hinkebein cousins that aren't here, especially all those Roberts.
Oh my God, look at these handsome, beautiful, gorgeous Hinkebein cousins. Why is Glenn standing over here and not sitting down? I don't have any idea. That's Booper Carney. We are a fun and funny family. Look at her. Yeah, it certainly is. It is herding cats. Everybody is giving orders.
We can sit on the floor in front of them.
Yeah. He's got one in the. Sorry, Nanny.
You want to sit in the front?
Oh yeah, we're still herding cats. How long do you think it will take to organize this Hinkebein family photo? God, I love it.
Why don't we get the four?
That you know, who was celebrating her 50-year
Sister Graymick.
Mary Jo
That will make you laugh and smile right there.
Remember her?
I'll start you off counting 1. Then you all continue 2, 3. On 3, that big family smile. Now, I understand the post office is quite interested in your family, so we'll be making several shots. Don't get out. And I do not hear well. This is a hearing device, so when you count 1, 2, 3, count loud. Now, the last thing is, I may have to move a person or have you sit tall or something. Also, I want to show you something on your glasses. Those are, especially in the back, because of the way I've had to set the lighting, to keep glare off. If you take your glasses off, raise them up off your ear, it slants them so you don't get as much reflection.
Somebody's got to go.
In other words, like he's doing.
Okay, wait.
Do you have a suggestion? I need to get one chair.
Okay, the whole reason why we're here, Aunt Martha, look up, say hi. The whole reason why we're here is to celebrate this Hinkebein, and here they are. There's brother Jack Hinkebein. And then here we come with Aunt Thelma. Who would he have here next but Charlotte? And the baby of the family is Aunt Joanne. Next to her is her husband. Oh, there's Claudia. Yep, we have 4 members of the 10 Hinkebeins left. Aunt Joanne, Aunt Charlotte, Aunt Thelma, and Uncle Jack. What a family. What a clan. What a village. Okay, so we made it through the photo, and now the cats are scattering again. What a crew. What a crew.
You took so many pictures messing around with me.
Oh, here's Debbie Fenster and Mary Mershon giving a hug. Girls that grew up in the neighborhood together. Oh, and there's Kurt. No, Jeff. That's Kurt. Oh, yeah. Look, Kurt wants to get in the photo. All right. Oh, who is this tall guy? Well, all you have to do is look at him, and he looks exactly like his father, Bill Hinkebein, and that's little Tommy Hinkebein with Mary Mershon, Kurt Frank, and Debbie Fenster. Hi, all right. Steve May, say something to your cousins who couldn't be here.
Sorry about your loss. We would have loved to have had you, but instead you blew it and you stayed home. And you could have come out here and stood in the rain, and what little rain we're getting, and really enjoyed it. So here's to you. I got all the salsa, you don't. Okay?
One of the aspects of the reunion is the memorabilia table, and here's Grandma Dan and Ho's wedding veil. Sure is pretty. Love it. Here's a lot of memorabilia from the Robinson family. Guys, I'm walking in front of you because I got the camera going. Oh, this is a beautiful vignette that was made by Jerry Dodge on the Betty Frank family. I could have made a mistake. We'll find out. Here is a wonderful photograph of the Hinkebein drugstore at the corner of Frankfurt and Bailey. The proprietor was Ed Hinkebein Sr. and his lovely wife, Clara Dannenhode Hinkebein. Now, lots of memorabilia on this table. A lot of fun family photos being shared. Here's a great photo of Dot Mershon's wedding party with Dot Mershon, her husband Ollie. Oh, look. There's Aunt Mary Jane Robinson. And look at that. There's Aunt Thelma. There's Grandpa. There's Grandpa Hinkebein. There's Ed Hinkebein Jr. Ward Robinson, Jude Ward Robinson, that was married to Mary Jane. And the lovely Aunt Charlotte. Well, now this is a wonderful collage of photographs that hung above the fireplace at Granddaddy Hinkebein's home. In the center is Billy Board. He was Granddaddy Hinkebein's stepchild. After Grandma Clara died, he remarried Dot Board. A little hard to get through here. We got people. We got people here. Oh, look, we got Holly looking through lots of old albums. More memorabilia here.
And get little Tracy in there.
And that's Holly.
Oh, I mean Holly.
Looking like her.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That's okay.
Holly, say hi. Looking just like her sister, just like her mother. Yeah, we got books. We have photographs. Nanette, say hi to your cousin.
Hi, sister. Hi, cousin.
Nanette, say something sweet to the Heskamps and the Roberts who couldn't be here.
We missed you all. The Heskamps and Roberts, we missed you so much. Next year, we're going to get a date for you all to come.
All right. And then we have a whole lot of May photographs here. Lots of fun. Okay, we had a contest, guys. Hold up the forms. Oh, here they are. Hold up what you won. Hunter and Xander won. And Aunt Nanette, there she is.
These are our great-grandchildren.
And they're going to be running these reunions for us when we're in our wheelchairs. Congratulations, guys. Okay, here's the next generation of the Hinkebein kids, knowing that they can figure out a fun way to have a good time at the Hinkebein reunion. And here we have the youngest Hinkebein cousin, the youngest of the 64. Came and had a good time, staying to clean up. What a guy! What do you have to say about this reunion? What do you think about it?
When they told me you weren't going to use a whip on the closers, that's when I volunteered.
I didn't know it was broken.
This has been major fun, I'll tell you that.